Hey everyone, it's Rain, and today we are back with another Genshin Impact video. Today we're going to be one second, I'm just trying to bring up the chat. I'm going to do my intro again anyway. That was awful. Kind of butchered everything I said because I was trying to like type at the same time. Hey everyone, it's Rain, and we are back with more Genshin Impact. Today we're going to be finishing the 4.1 Archon quest, and we're going to finally be finding out what happened to Childe. Maybe saving him. I'm still kind of convinced he's gonna die, in all honesty. I have been playing for a little bit today, so I don't really have any resin or anything to do. So we are just gonna be jumping into the quest. If we finish it way earlier than expected, we still have Nouvelette's story quest to do as well, so at least we'll have something to do. Where did we finish off? Let me think. Last time, I think we found out where he went, and we were going to recruit Fermine to go down and look for him, is I believe what we left off on. So let's go back down here and continue on the quest. There's also a couple new events up, which I'm really excited to do. Okay, so let's bring the quests. Let's continue. Because I'm pretty sure we're fairly close to getting this quest done. It's just been taking me a very long time because there's just so much talking and running back and forth and craziness. But if you guys missed the last stream, we did actually get Nouvelette, and we got a total of 5 stars when we were pulling for him. We got him, and then we got a Staff of Homa, and then a Skyward Greatsword, and then we got his weapon. And then with like the 20 pulls we had left, we went back to his banner to try to get a C1. But we actually got Ka-Ching, so that kind of sucked. But I have been leveling him up. He is now level 70, his weapon's level 72. He has some decent artifacts. They're not great, but, you know, they'll suffice for right now. And then I really haven't been working on his talents yet, mainly because every time I get on, his talent books are never up, so that sucks. I'll probably just have to do it on Sunday, no big deal. But I am working on him. He is so much fun to play. There's been a couple times where I've literally just gone out into the world and just water blasted hilly trolls with him. It is really, really fun.
You really are something. To be able to fall asleep like that and even sleep talk the entire time, you scared Paimon half to death!
Did I say something I shouldn't have?
No, but you kept mumbling things along the lines of, Pyron, don't take my grilled fish, and put down the Adeptus temptation now!
We need those to stay alive. You can't go eating our rations.
Paimon talked with Sijwin the entire time you were asleep. She seems like she's just a sincere nurse, and Paimon didn't notice anything unusual in the room. Are you
Oh yeah,
sure
we found a trap door last time, huh?
The infirmary?
Are really off track though. There are still a few weird things about this place. The hatch that goes to underground, the questions of Shiswing asks Laura, I don't know how to say that name. Have we? I can't remember. I don't.
You really are super thorough. All those tiny little suspicious things that Paimon didn't even pick up on.
I'm pretty sure we have to wait for the next pipe cleaning day, which was like 9 days from where we left off, before we can actually go down to find out what happened to Childe. So I guess we're just going to continue investigating until then, which is a little meh. Like, this quest is interesting and it's fun, but at the same time, it's just so much talking, there's no combat, and we having to do the same thing over and over and over again. It does get very repetitive, so I'm really excited to get to some of the good stuff.
Today's the day! Let's go meet up with Lenny!
Sweet.
Quit following me.
What's up, Lenny? He's in the same spot as last time.
Hmm? Did you two run into any trouble over the past few days?
No, but can we go to dive and find out what happened to Childe, please?
No, we just worked our shifts according
Like,
to the
it's been
schedule.
like 3
Nothing
weeks.
weird happened.
If he was lost, he would be dead.
That's good. That means you didn't raise any suspicions when you infiltrated the infirmary. We've taken a look at the slip you sent. Fremine successfully left the grounds via the pipes 2 days ago. And as of last night,
Okay.
Lynette has also infiltrated the infirmary after faking an illness.
Wait, why is she getting involved as well?
You already went above and beyond when you scoped out the infirmary. To put it more bluntly, even if we were to view that as something you did in exchange for Fremine's help, you've already done more than enough.
But we still want to find out what happened to Childe.
Infiltrating a guarded stronghold is a different kind of job from a one-off investigation. We want to avoid using the same faces over and over and reduce the amount of suspicion that will fall on any given person. Lynette also felt like you have already taken the first step for us, so she should be the one to finish the job.
Uh-huh.
So that's what Lynette thinks. Oh, Paimon.
I'm not opposed to helping you.
Perhaps that's true. You're both very good people, and we've come to appreciate that more than anyone else. Unfortunately, there's still one thing that could get between us, lest you've forgotten. You've mentioned before that you've had some run-ins with the Fatui. I can understand that feeling, so I assume you're just helping us out of the kindness of your hearts?
Pretty much. But at the same time, Wonder is one of my favorite characters, and I'm kind of okay with Childe. So...
Well, everyone could use some more friends. We'll be counting on you to help
Plus,
us
I
in the
love
future,
Lenny and
too.
Lynette. I think the only Harbinger I didn't like was Senora.
Since
And
I
that's
see you
really
as
just
friends,
because
then
she
it's
was
even more
like
important for us to protect you from any
so
peril.
stubborn. She would
Fremine and
never
Lynette
like
feel the same way.
admit that she's kind of a psychopath.
Glad to hear it. Then, let's go check on Lynette before Fremine returns. If everything went well, then she should be wrapping up her investigation right about now.
Is now really a good time to go over?
And I feel like I just really didn't like Senora because she was literally just Cocolia.
According to my observations, Sigewinne always spends around half an hour away from the infirmary right before lunch. Lynette knows this as well, so this should be a good time to meet up with her. Also, I'm her brother, remember? It's only natural for an older brother to care about his younger sister's well-being.
Uh-huh, sure.
Okay,
I don't
let's
trust
head
this.
over right away.
I still feel like we're gonna get caught. But whatever. Let's go and investigate like that hatch.
Quit following me. Lynette should be here right now.
Unless she already went into the hatch.
Huh. Strange.
As expected, Sigewinne isn't here, but why isn't Lynette here?
Could she have found it?
No, Lynette rarely deviates from the plan. We agreed that if she were to make changes on the fly, she'd find a way to let me know. Unless...
Let's see if there are any clues around here.
I feel like she
Okay.
just went down the hatch. I mean, if I saw a hatch... this might be like the stupidest like thing, like wait, instantly get like horror movie murdered. But if you see a hatch
There
and
are
no
some
one's
books
around, you're
here
gonna
and a
look
few
in it.
files. They all look like medical records. Advanced
I would
nursing,
100% look in a
how
hatch
to
if
raise
no
the
one was
spirit of
around.
your patients, a quick guide to the psychology of
Has anyone
emotions,
else like opened a
and
manhole
the
just to see
meaning
what
of
was down there
laughter.
before? I know they're like most of the time like really like sealed, like sometimes even with like cement and stuff, but there are some that are like open. And I used to live in a different town, and it was kind of like shabby in some parts back when I was a kid. And there used to be like all these manholes that people would just open and just leave open for some reason. Like not like the ones in the middle of the road, like on the side of the road, like the drains. You know how many people just went down there? Yeah, I have gotten curious and went down there before. It's so gross. It's so gross, but it's interesting. And you know how like when you're a kid, You like to explore. Yeah, that was what kids did. That's what kids did back then.
These sure are some interesting books. Who knew Sijwing would be interested in these kinds of things? She even has books on understanding people's motivations and feelings.
Well, that makes sense.
Is it because she's a Melusine? Or does she have a need to understand her patient's emotional state?
Probably because she's a Melusine. They don't really have the same emotions, and they see the world in different ways that humans do. I think I've talked about this in the last stream, so I'm not going to go too in depth in it. Just keep in mind that the Melusine have a way of seeing the world that is similar to the Rift Hounds and Abyssal Beasts, where blood and everything is very pretty, and when they think murder and violence is more like playing. Like I said, it's just a very different way of seeing the world, because the Melusine are born from Abyssal Beasts, so...
Seems
like
quite normal to me. These are skills
the,
that would come in handy for a
Abyssal
nurse
Dragon.
from time to time.
I can't remember what its name was, but they talked about it a lot in that one quest, where we went around and we hung out with the Melusine, and just they talked about how this one was like a painter, but we found out that the Melusine was painting with blood. Yeah, it was an interesting quest.
None of the beds have any signs of having been slept in.
That's the one Lynette must have used, right? You said she was pretending to be sick.
She would have said her migraine was having a particularly bad flare-up. Generally speaking, the head nurse would then ask her to lie down and rest, which means either the head nurse didn't return the entire time from when Lynette laid down up until she left the bed, or the nurse intentionally left it this way.
Torture chamber.
This is it! We saw it!
Wait, this thing? It doesn't look like it's been disguised that well.
I feel like it's an obvious
The
trap.
space behind it is empty. From its size, I don't think it's an entrance that is meant to be taken apart. There's probably a mechanism around here somewhere. Could Lynette have tried to get inside? But if that's the case, she would have contacted me for sure. Let's look around here for some more clues. Don't panic, just take another look.
Okay. I still feel like there's gonna be like a torture chamber.
Hey, you guys, there's a slip of paper over here.
A slip of paper?
It's right over here, and there's a bunch written on it too. It reads, "Out of respect for your usual practices, I'll use a piece of paper or card as the medium to pass on my message. You may consider this as me giving you my best regards."
This is...
Is that all? The back. This...
Show me!
That look on your face.
What's it say?
Reading it now. Would you care to guess where Miss Lynette of the Fatui could be right now? No. Could she have... Is she already...
Wriothesley. Did he deliberately leave the infirmary unguarded to use it as bait?
Wait, you mean he was aware of our goals from the very beginning? But why? We didn't run into any trouble.
Why would he
last
choose to
time, and
act
he
during
also
our
never
second
came back to us
infiltration
since.
attempt instead of the first?
Yes, that is a crucial question. Wriothesley, he doesn't do anything without a clear goal or reason. So this means he had no concerns about your activities from the very beginning. You're not from the same camp as us. You were sent down here by Nervulet, so you have no conflict of interest with Wriothesley. We're a completely different story, though.
Why did he go after Lynette?
I'd like to know that, too. Why did he only go after her? Don't panic. Just think everything over. I have to stay calm. This is not like what happened last time. The situation's different now. Wait, you're right. Wait, but that means the fact that Fremine was able to leave the grounds. Could Wriothesley have let him go as well?
What does he gain by letting Fremine leave
I
like
get it
that?
now. He deliberately made both of them disappear.
So he's challenging me and trying to provoke me, I'm sure of it. We never should have sent out Fremine. We had to go through all that trouble to find an opening to sneak him around the guards and into the pipe, and we even thought luck was on our side. If Wriothesley let him leave on purpose, then he's probably in a terrible spot now as well.
Lenny's getting more and more panicked. We have to calm him down.
Lenny, calm down.
Don't be like this, Lenny. Fremine wouldn't have left if we hadn't told you about Childe. That was...
No. I'm the leader of this operation, and I'm the one responsible for this team. I was the one who failed to protect them. I'll go talk to Wriothesley.
Hey, don't be reckless! Traveler, please, talk some sense into him.
I simply cannot allow Lynette to be abducted again. I have to go. I'll find a way to get
Again?
them back.
He's rushed out the door! After him!
I mean, yeah. Go. Oh, that smile. Oh, she's
I feel
psycho.
like we still have some room to make changes on these details.
It's not impossible, but it'll require extensive testing.
Is that so? Very well. Then please be mindful of the time. Huh?
Is someone?
Pack everything up. Whoever's outside is eavesdropping. They'll probably come in once we stop talking. Someone! Please help!
Whoa, are you okay?
These two. As expected, they've already found this place. Oh, they are quite sharp. What a delightful turn of events. I like smart people, but I also like playing dumb. I like the feeling of being trusted.
Oh, is she the fucking villain? Oh, I knew she was psycho.
What's wrong, little one? There's no need to panic. Take a deep breath before you begin. Being able to read human expressions is quite the useful skill. Wait!
Oh, she's psycho. I hate her.
We have to catch up to him! He's already out of sight! How is he so fast? Let's go head him off at
But do we?
office!
I mean, how else would you? Go, go, go.
Come out and face me, Wriothesley!
Aren't we at an administrative office space? Why don't you at least try to follow even a couple rules from the fortress's indoor management regulations?
What did you do to my sister?
I ran into the young miss at the infirmary. I'd heard that she was suffering from quite the migraine, so I decided to invite her over for a cup of tea. I do have some teas in my collection that can work wonders against such an illness.
Stop joking around! Where did you take my siblings?
I have also heard that your performances are quite the spectacle. Miss Lynette would sometimes enter a box filled with water, only to emerge the next second from another place altogether. Maybe she'll appear behind you right now if you were to turn your head.
Is he trying to trick me into turning my head? No, he's probably not looking to attack me right now. All of you knew we were investigating the infirmary from the start. So you deliberately aroused the Traveler's suspicions and baited us into continuing our investigation, just so that you'd be able to kidnap Lynette. As for Fremine, no, you probably didn't even interfere with Childe's escape. You let him go, so you could purge the Fatui members that we had planted into your ranks.
There was no need to do so. The Fortress of Meripede is a pretty pleasant place. Most people enjoy their lives here. The only ones who act differently
so
are
confused.
those with personal agendas. It was quite easy to identify your colleagues.
You removed our original members and spread the news of Childe's escape so Father would assign our team to come down and investigate. Fremine has also fallen into your hands, right? If you're oh so omnipotent and so in control, why would you need hostages?
One correction. Lynette is in my hands right now, but Fremine is not.
He's not. What do you really want?
Lenny!
Oh, wonderful. Everyone is here, so I'll only need to say this once. Thank you so much for cooperating with me.
Where is Lynette and Fermine?
Eager and to the point, I see. Alas, only Miss Lynette is currently having a cup of the fortress's finest tea. Although, as per your original plan, Mr. Fremenet should also have returned to the fortress by now. But he has neither shown up within my gates, nor has he been taken into any kind of custody.
Wait, you can't mean you locked him outside in the sea?
I closed the fortress's gate to the outside world. That's all.
Fremenet's a star diver, so he should be fine, right?
No, we're still here, so he definitely tried to find a way to come back for us. So we can't assume he might have made a break for the surface.
But why would I do this, you may be asking? To have an audience with you, of course. My intel tells me that Mr. Linney is a great magician, so it's only natural for me to want to have some cards of my own when it comes to negotiating. Besides, I do recall you mentioning to Miss Lynette that you've always wanted to have a face-to-face meeting with the Lord of the Fortress of Meripede, regardless of whether
I
it
am
was in
very
a personal
confused.
or a professional capacity. Well, you got your wish.
And I know I'm just mad at Risley because Lynette and Linny and everyone else is, but like, he's so hot that I honestly don't care.
So, you've been keeping tabs on us before we even set foot in the fortress.
Some of my folks just happened to hear a thing or two, that's all. In any case, I will be straight with you. I was willing to play dumb and turn a blind eye, so we had a pleasant few days playing games together here. But once you started focusing on the Forbidden Zone, all of that changed. Mr. Linney, the cards are stacked against you right now. Miss Lynette is in my hands, and Mr. Fremenet is still slowly being pickled out there in the brine. You know just as well as I that he cannot last out there forever. You need do but one thing to guarantee their safety. I would like you to contact your superior, and ideally invite her over for a cup of tea with me.
You want to see Father? But why should she bother giving you an audience?
Well, if she cares for the well-being of her dearest children, she should have plenty of motivation
I
to
feel
join
like
me
she
for a
does,
parents'
but I feel like
evening.
she doesn't want people to know that.
I've heard that the bonds between the members of the House of the Hearth are like the bonds of family. I don't...
Why did you think Father sent us to handle the Fortress of Meripede? This place is basically a no-man's land. It wouldn't be fitting for anyone as important as a harbinger like Father to come here in person.
Oh, I see. So it's because she doesn't care for my place here. That's such a shame. After all, I've amassed quite the tea collection. I was looking forward to sharing it with her. Both Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Farina have already received many samples as gifts.
Was this the extent of your master plan to get to Father? No matter how much pressure you may put on me, I won't allow you to use us to blackmail her.
You people really are difficult to get along with. All I'm asking for is a face-to-face conversation. Does she
It's so
truly have
blunt.
no interest in the fortress's secret? Mr. Linney, you have one last chance to invite your father here. If you...
Linny!
Why do you have to do this?
Instead of asking why I'm doing this, why don't you try to see things from my perspective for a second? From the very beginning, the Fatui has been actively infiltrating my fortress. I gave you a warning by cutting off the first few operatives I found, but that only caused you to double down. Had you given up on the fortress then and there, I'd have no reason to want to talk. Mr. Fremenet left the fortress on his own, and Miss Lynette tried to pry out my secrets right in front of me. No matter how you look at it, the responsibility for this falls on you.
I shouldn't ask Father to do anything because of us.
6,
Wait,
2, time's up. It really is a
Risley!
Negotiations have broken down. Please leave, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for my afternoon tea.
Please wait. Can we really not talk about this some more?
Yeah, listen to the Traveler. If you can't talk to Linny, can you at least talk to us?
You do realize that I'm only letting you go because of Neuvillette, yes? You're here helping him out, and I've already done my best to stay out of your way. But that doesn't mean you can just do whatever you want. The fortress may be small and remote, but it still has its own set of laws.
Please spare Firminet and Lynette. Firminet and Lynette. I like combined their names. My bad.
Then how about this? Those who are capable deserve respect. You've spent quite some time investigating my home turf by now, so why don't you tell me a thing or two about what you found? I'll ask you 3 questions. Answer all of them correctly, and I'll agree to your request. Question 1. Regarding the hidden rules of the production zone,
Okay.
what is the truth behind the one about not being allowed to work for 3 days in a row?
Oh shit. It's supposedly you, like, disappear or something, but it was really just, like, a bad meal that got you sent to the infirmary. Alright, so what happens if you violate the production run hidden rule? Who will see if you keep working? Who will see if you keep working consciously?
The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the
Paris
real
Chicken
value
Nuggets, what's up,
of
Thomas?
coupons.
How are you?
Meanwhile, the Duke believes that only idiots who don't understand the value of coupons will spend them on Fonta. I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. We often see Miss Siegewin observing the prisoners
Dude,
at work near the
Siegewing
production
is
zone.
scary. I knew she
It
was going to be a
seems like she can
psychopath.
perceive the general
No
state
one
of a
that
person's
dresses
health
that cute and
just by
acts that
looking at them.
dumb, but is a nurse or a doctor, is actually that dumb. You knew she was just playing that role, and I was right. She a psycho.
Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product. But the product has to
Okay, no.
The research notes said that the Melusine race perceives the world very differently from humans.
I
As a
know.
result, the Melusines have also developed a sense of aesthetics that appear... According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fonta company sponsored it.
Who will
The
see if
company
you
must
keep
want a
working
return on their
constantly?
investment as well. I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for... The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Meanwhile, the Duke believes that only idiots who don't understand the
Hold
value
up,
of
I'm
coupons
going back.
will spend them on
I want to
Fonta.
see your reaction to Mr. Magic Man getting mad earlier. I don't think there was really a reaction. I was just like, okay, Lenny, go off.
We often see Miss Siegewin observing the prisoners at work near the production zone. It seems like she can perceive the general state of a person's health just by looking at them.
Okay. Under the circumstances, does this strange meat appear?
According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fonta company sponsored it. The research notes said that Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product. But the product has to undergo a trial because even Fonta's own employees have a lot of reservations about it.
Maybe?
The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Meanwhile, the Duke believes that only idiots who don't understand... I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. But what could Siegewin be doing during that time?
I don't... Under what circumstances does the strange meat appear? I don't know.
Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an
Is it
unnamed
this? That's the only one I think it could
According
be.
to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fonta company sponsored it. Fonta's internal report suggests that The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Meanwhile,
I think it's this one.
Fonta's internal report...
Okay, why does this strange meat appear the way it does?
The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Meanwhile, the Duke believes that only idiots who don't understand... According to Collins,
I didn't think so. Okay. Fuck.
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch.
Okay, I'm back. Cool.
What could Sijui be doing during that
I
time?
don't know. Under what circumstances does a strange meat appear? Maybe this one?
The Fanta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. The research notes said that the Melusine race perceives the world very differently from humans. As a result, the Melusines have also developed a sense of aesthetics that appears rather strange and alien to humans.
Is this one? Is she just trying to do good by giving them meat that she thinks is good, but it's not good to us?
Ah, so that's what's going on. Paimon understands it now. Who would have guessed? The hidden rule of the production zone.
Oh,
People are not supposed to work 3
She bought
days
the
in a
fucking
row.
glasses back.
And if they do, they'll get strange meat in their welfare meal. At first we thought this strange meat must have something to do with the people who disappeared. But in reality, they were all
Not gonna lie, I just
prepared
keep
by Sijui, the head nurse.
smashing A until his theory was right.
She often
What's the fun
visits
in that?
production zone to observe the workers' health and makes a note of anyone who has worn themselves out after 3 full days of work. Out of her sense of duty as the head nurse, as well as her genuine concern for the workers' health, Sijui visits the cafeteria right before lunch and cooks an extra dish for those who can use the stamina boost. Sijui has only the best intentions with her surprise gift and doesn't want anyone to find out about what she does.
However, she just doesn't understand human emotions.
Unfortunately, Melusines as a race perceive the world differently from humans, and their sense of aesthetics is even more alien to us. The recipients of her lovingly prepared special meals cannot taste the care within and usually just freak out. Are we on the right track?
Not bad. You've uncovered Sijuin's secret and even guessed her intentions correctly as well. It's nice to know that her efforts have not gone unacknowledged. Alright, now for my next question. There are also some hidden rules in the Pancration Ring, including the one that you're not allowed to support both sides of a fight. Why is that?
I don't remember. I literally don't. I remember doing it, but I don't remember why. Is it just because we lose money? Alright, the hidden rule. Who sent the package containing the strange blood fluid?
Fanta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product. But the product has to undergo a trial because even Fanta's own employees have a lot of reservations about it. The Fanta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons.
I think it's this one.
Fanta's internal report...
Alright. Why does the strange and blood-colored fluid look the way it does?
According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fanta company sponsored it. The company must want a return on their investment as well. The research notes said that the Fanta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Meanwhile, the Duke believes that only idiots who don't understand... We often see Miss Sijui observe...
No.
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour. The Fanta promoter
I think I
has
might
been
have gotten the other
struggling
two
because
backwards. Why do only those who buy tickets to support both fighters receive the package?
According to Collins,
Yeah, I didn't think so. I got him in the wrong order.
the Fanta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Meanwhile, the Duke believes that only idiots... According to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fanta company...
But I don't have the third one now.
Fanta's internal report... The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't...
There we go. Yeah, I just got him a little backwards the first time, but after I figured it out, I figured it
So
out.
there really was nothing to be afraid of. That hidden rule of the pancreation ring is about how, people are not supposed to bet on both boxers at the same time. And if they do, they'll receive a package containing a strange, blood-colored liquid. People get scared when they see it because they've subconsciously begun to associate it with the missing boxer.
I didn't even put that together. No, I was just gonna say they really need to package it or something or put a label on it so people literally won't think they're getting sent blood in the mail. But yeah, that too.
But really, it's just a bottle of the latest yet-to-be-named and packaged new Fanta trial product. A blood-red drink. It's no wonder even Fanta's own staff were questioning the company's decision-making.
Just label
The
it.
company, facing backlash from its own staff, decided to try to trial the product on a smaller scale to see how it might be received by customers. They came to the fortress of Meropide and offered to sponsor the Pancration tournament so they could push their new product. But the Duke completely refused to even entertain the idea. The Duke, knowing how valuable coupons are in the fortress, knew that only total idiots who didn't understand their true value would bother buying a Fanta product here. And
Fair.
so, only those who proved their stupidity by being dumb enough to bet on two opposing sides of the same match were selected to receive the drinks.
I acknowledge the effort you've put into bringing the truth of this mystery to light. Although, based on your description, that Fanta promoter is a bit too careless with his words. I may just reconsider my collaboration with the company. All right, and here's the final question. What's the secret behind our head nurse and all of her patients in the infirmary?
Stop your cruel and pointless games, Risley! You know that we haven't finished our investigation, so there's no way we can answer the last question.
Oh
The
no,
thought of sparing
Liddy!
Lynette and Fremine never even crossed your mind! You'll pay for this!
Oh no.
Ah!
Lenny, are you alright?
Oh, close one. I owe you, Siegeween. That was a fantastic shot.
Shot?
Nothing, Your Grace. Siegeween? Though this gun may look like a toy, it's actually fully functional, as I just demonstrated.
See,
It makes us as a gun?
you...
Not at all. I am merely a resident of the fortress.
Yes, get mad.
It's my duty. When Monsieur Nervulette asked me to come here, he told me that my job would be to take care of the well-being of everyone here. I am merely discharging my duties. But if you mean what you just said, then isn't Linny someone you should be looking after as well? Isn't he a resident here just
If
like
you're
the
close
rest
with
of us?
Nouvellette, why learn a thing or two about virtue from him?
But I really am just doing what Monsieur Nervulette told me to do. Everything I did, I've done to protect them. Had I not, they would be in far more dire straits right now. His Grace knows it too, right? Your Grace? Mind proving my innocence?
My dear Siegeween, whatever shall I do with you? Would it have killed you to just wait another minute or two?
Well, it's nearly time after all. The way you do things can be truly frustrating sometimes, Your Grace.
I can see
think I
that.
should try to talk some sense into you. What are you talking about? What time?
Take me if you want. But let them go.
How touching. Can you just give me one more minute?
Don't be like that, Your Grace.
All right, everyone, calm down. 2 more visitors will be arriving any time now. I'll go get a cup of tea. Miss Siegeween, I leave Miss Lynette in your care.
You... What are you...
I believe I hear footsteps.
Who is it?
Some space, please.
Hey! Chlorine!
Miss Clarande. My door.
Fremine... Fremine...
What's going on? What is Clarine doing here?
Work.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about shooting you, Mr. Linney. The tranquilizing effect will begin to wear off soon. Please take it easy in the meantime, though.
What happened to Fremine? Wasn't he diving just outside of the fortress? Why is he looking like this?
These symptoms, it can't be.
A flushed face, an accelerated pulse. He must have consumed primordial seawater.
What did you say?
Please, make some space. I'll need to give Mr. Fremine a more thorough checkup. Your Grace, I'll leave the rest to you.
I'll talk to Chlorine
shit.
while you get Fremine to where he needs to be.
Is he from Fontaine? Can you cure that? Because wouldn't he be like dissolving from the inside out if that were the case?
How is he?
These symptoms are
I know they're
probably caused by
technically
acute
Fatui, but
ingestion of
aren't
a
they
large
actually
amount of
from
primordial
Fontaine?
seawater. Still, his condition is not critical.
Oh, thank
Of
God.
course, it would be best if he stayed for further observation. Let's leave him here for now, and move him to the infirmary once he's recovered a bit more.
Well, I guess we can debunk the theory that
the
Terminate's a
infirmary may
robot.
not be your favorite place in the world at the moment. We do only have a single clinic in the fortress.
Why would he ingest a large amount of primordial seawater after leaving the fortress? How could that possibly happen?
Please, look after Mr. Fremine for the moment. I'll go fetch some medicine and a respirator. Oh, I'll bring Miss Lynette back with me.
Where is she? How is she right now?
Oh, she just took a nap in an empty room after I tranquilized her.
Oh my God!
Calculations are correct. She should also be waking up right around now.
Seedwing, you
might
are a
not believe
freaking
me, but his
psychopath.
Grace and I
I
actually
knew
made some
you did it
snacks and
because
tea for her.
Rio told you to, but come on. You looked so happy announcing that. Way too happy. Did you spam me with more stickers before I appeared? No, I haven't gone on an elevator once yet. It keeps teleporting me everywhere. So I haven't had to yet.
What's that look on your face? I thought I made good time on the way back.
Oh, I'm just admiring your punctuality. Had you arrived just a few minutes later, Sigewinne may have been forced to shoot Mr. Lenny again. How's the situation out there?
The water has changed. It's pretty much as expected. The concentration of primordial seawater has increased significantly. I was only out there a short time, so it wasn't too bad. But if one were to stay for any significant amount of time... well, you can see how that boy's doing.
Where was he when you found him?
The abandoned zone at the end of the pipes. A good distance into the water.
Closer than I thought. He must have recognized it early on and tried desperately to swim back.
Locking the door was necessary. I don't think we could have saved two.
Well, I did try to convince him that I had my reasons. Never seems to work, though.
Nope. But to be fair, you did lock him out there to basically drown if she didn't get there in
It
time.
would probably work on Neuvillette. He has a knack for picking out who had good intentions, even when the outcomes were all terrible.
It's a bad sign if you're having to plead your case to Neuvillette. Want some tea?
Not particularly. If you want to drink some that badly, just say so.
Fine, I'd like to get some tea. Want me to get you a cup too, since I've already made it?
Might as well then, I suppose. Actually, do you have a towel? I would like to dry my hair.
It does not look wet.
Linny, are you okay?
I'll be fine. They're all here now. Don't worry about me.
Are you sure? You don't
Dude,
look
Rio's
alright.
boots are so cool. Combat boots with the straps that go all the way up to his knees. They're just the coolest fucking boots ever.
My hands and feet are still a bit weak, but that's probably just the residual effects of the tranquilizer
Would go
shot.
good with Yelan. Water and ice, and both of them have cool jackets. You mean like as a ship? Or like as a team? Because I feel like 90% of the community is like Neuvillette and Rio squad.
I'm back, everyone.
Lenny! Oh, Traveler, Paimon, you're here too. Fermine?
He'll be fine. But for now,
Team.
please help me lift him up.
Yeah, I feel like they would make a pretty good team too. I heard a lot of people saying that he's probably going to be really good with someone like Fischl and why can't I remember her name? Ah, shit, I can't remember her name. Opera girl. Yunjin, because if you're going to use Fischl with him, the faster he attacks, the better. So Yunjin would be good because he is a very on-field DPS character. So Yelan too would probably be a very good team. I heard people saying that Yelan, Bennett, and Kazuha would be a good team for him. I'm not really 100% sure because I don't actually know how his kit works. I've just seen, leaks and teams and stuff like that, of course, but we'll see. I'm definitely going to be going for Rio. I kind of want to put him and Nuvoletta on the same team. Just to freeze everything and then just hydro pump it.
His breathing's beginning to slow down.
Give me a hand and help me get him to the infirmary.
Yeah, I'll take him from this side. Lynette, together?
On it. Traveler, you seem pretty worried about him. Want to come with us?
Very well.
The Duke and Clarande are gone. They probably went to get some tea. The Duke will explain the truth in just a bit. Miss Clarande will need a break, since she only just returned from rescuing Fremine out of the sea.
Chlorine saved Firminette from the sea. Just what happened there? What happened to Childe? I wish it would explain it. I want to know what happened to him.
Too slow.
Oh, looks like we're about to take our first elevator ride of the frickin' stream. You guys know what that means.
Too slow.
Thomas gets another sticker.
My guiding stars.
Let's give him... a happy child. I'm drowning.
Behold! Too slow. Quit following me.
Doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo.
The wind rises.
Because I'm too lazy to walk anywhere.
Quit follow.
Fermine!
He's awake. Fremine, how do you feel?
Lynette.
We're all here.
Where?
The infirmary, at the Fortress of Meripede, Mr. Fremine. And you are no longer in any danger. How do you feel? Don't push yourself if you're not feeling up to it.
Traveler. Paimon. It's been so long.
I mean, we've only interacted a couple times, but yeah, hey.
The sea. There's something wrong with the seawater.
Shh, it's okay. We can talk about it after you've...
This is really serious. There's primordial seawater mixed into the regular seawater. I don't know why it's there, but no one should touch it.
That's not good. Considering if we get a high enough concentration of primordial seawater in that water, if anyone from Fontaine touches it, they'll just dissolve.
Pipes. Right, the pipes. It's all coming back to me now.
Okay. What's in the pipes? Are we about to play as Fermine? Are we gonna relive it as Fermine?
I'm in.
Well, this don't
Where
look
could
dangerous at
Master
all.
Child be?
Dude, let's go. I don't have Fermine, so this is gonna be fun. I just didn't get him. You know, they advertised him with the bell, and I love how the game even acknowledges that any weapon is better than the bell. Whoa.
This mechanism looks like it's been tampered with. Could he have done it?
Alright, I'm getting Honkai Star Rail vibes. I don't know if you guys remember, but in Belobog they had this big clock room where you had to keep moving the bridge to get across. That was a fun mission. I think the whole Belobog arc, though, in Honkai Star Rail, it was just amazing. It was really good.
It's getting stuck on something. Seems like I'll have to avoid those obstacles while I turn it.
Oh. Oh, I get it. Okay. Send it down, turn it, and send it up. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Pretty sure that's how I need it. So now I have to bring it up. Alright, Mr. Femine. Well, we'll just eat it. Is there any chests? No? Okay.
This is where the water starts. Okay. Master Child probably dived into the water.
Without hesitation, too.
I'll go take a look as well.
One thing I was like really curious about Fermine is, if he goes in the water, does he put his helmet on, or no? I feel like it would be dumb if he didn't, because he is a diver. No. Well, that kind of sucks. That's like one reason I 100% would have pulled for Fermine. Just because he would be aesthetic.
The vegetation here is a bit more sparse. These traces aren't natural. A person must have left them, and recently. There are traces here too. I need to keep going. Huh? The traces are gone. But I don't see where he could have gone from here. Wait. What the? My heart is racing, and it's getting harder and harder to breathe. What's going on?
Oh, that's actually kind of a terrifying visual. It actually looks like he's drowning.
No good. I have to get back. They still don't know anything about what's going on. If I turn back right
How about
I should
value your own life? He was talking about how they don't know anything and how he has to get back to help them. How about value your own life, kid? Come on!
I can't die here.
What's with the
This
music?
is bad. I'm feeling worse and worse, and I'm still underwater. I have to push on.
Dude, his eyes actually rolled up in his head. Okay. He didn't even get out of the pipes.
In other words, the trail you were following vanished, and you had no idea where Master Childe could have gone. But there was also no obvious place for him to have disappeared to.
That's right. I tried my best to swim back, but I had already put some distance between myself and the fortress, and I just couldn't find the strength to keep going.
Miss Clarande brought you back, but we also don't know why she just suddenly appeared at the fortress, or why she went out to save you.
Apparently, a new event just started, too, in Mondstadt. Yeah, I saw that they had, like, the Klee bombs and stuff. We'll probably do it, or at least start them, because there are two that I haven't done yet. The new one and the one that's about to end. So we'll probably do them after we finish the quest.
Miss Clarande, you say? I must go thank her in person.
You're still
And if
too
it's not,
weak
like,
for
too
Minette.
long, we might even start
You can go
Nouvelette's
after you've had some more
story
rest.
quest.
Miss Lynette is right. I believe Miss Clarande will stay here as a guest for another few days, so there's no need to hurry.
A guest? Then I can assume Risley was the one who invited her to come down here?
You should ask His Grace about that. He'll be able to explain better
Got
than
it.
me.
I'll go talk to him.
Yeah, it's about time he actually told us what's going on. Wanna come with us, Lenny?
No, please go on without me. I don't want to leave just yet.
Lenny.
The logical part of my brain is aware that we're safe right now, but I still can't bring myself to leave. Both of you are just
Fair.
in danger.
Understood. Then let's just sit together for a while.
He's such a good big brother. He has, like, such strong older brother vibes, too.
In that
It's very
case,
cute.
I'll leave the infirmary to you. The Traveler and I are going to head out for now. As long as you stay in here, I don't think you'll be disturbed.
Thank you.
Alright, let's go.
Too slow.
And my dogs are howling at something. Sorry if you can hear them. Oh, they are so rambunctious. It's killing me. I love them. Lila will just stare at the window and just start howling. Don't know why, but as soon as she does, Mocha will too. And they're not small dogs, they are very big, so they are very loud. So if you can hear them, I'm sorry. But it's just cracking me up.
Excuse me?
I take it Mr. Fremonet's condition has stabilized?
Of course. I wouldn't have left the infirmary otherwise.
I've been expecting those two, but might I inquire as to the purpose of your visit, Miss Siegewien?
I wanted to check up on Miss Clarande. How are you feeling?
Mostly fine, I think.
If you don't mind, I'd like to perform another quick physical exam. It'll just take a few minutes.
All right. Thank you for looking out for me.
Well, want to explain yourself, Risley?
Of course, but I'm not partial to the word choice of explain.
Please enlighten
How
us
about
to as much as you'd
enlighten?
like.
Where should I begin? How about you start by asking me any questions you have? You can start with whichever one you'd like to get answered.
Then Paimon will begin. Did you know about Lenny's goals from the very beginning?
No. I just knew they were Fatui operatives sent to the fortress by the Knave. As for their specific goals, I only figured those out as you made progress on your investigation.
You managed to monitor and stay ahead of them even though you didn't know what they were trying to do?
Damn.
They came here with ulterior motives. I'm quite adept at discerning what that kind of behavior signals.
Why didn't you stop them?
Initially, I thought their goal was just to investigate Childe's disappearance. Linny suggested that I had deliberately let him escape, but in truth, I didn't really do anything special to help or hinder him while he was here. Everything he did, from finding helpers to leaving this place, he did on his own. Of course, it's inevitable that the Knave would make a big deal out of her fellow Harbinger's unexplained disappearance.
Even though she doesn't care at all.
I'm also quite curious about where that Harbinger went. So I figured I might as well let the Fatui do their own investigative work. All I care about is the answer.
So you were group would just do your work for you.
Pretty much, yeah.
You make it sound like that's a bad thing. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. I assume that Fremine has told you already, the ratio of primordial seawater around the Fortress of Meripede is on the rise. The Forbidden Zone has always been Linny's target, and you got roped into that investigation after running into him. I began to intervene out of concern for your safety, and also to prevent the fortress from becoming entangled in more irksome matters.
Are the rumors true that you're also a former criminal?
Why would you put it like that? Isn't staying here all day and serving as the manager of the fortress a kind of sentence unto itself? Another...
Oh, right. Paimon wanted to ask, who invited Cloran down here?
Me, of course. I paid her good Mora to come down to the fortress for some field work. As a champion duelist, Miss Cloran could be considered to be an independent party. I needed to find an exceptionally capable person to help me get through the impending crisis.
That's a really cool image, though.
And saving Fremine was part of that crisis?
You can think of it like that, yes. Credit where credit is due, that boy is quite adept at diving. Had conditions not been as hostile as they were, he probably would have found the missing Harbinger already.
So, the Forbidden Zone really exists.
That's not something you should be asking after. Neuvillette only asked you to investigate Childe's whereabouts. All I need to prove to you is that the Forbidden Zone had nothing to do with the Harbinger's disappearance. That should be clear now that you've spoken to Fremine.
But we've already uncovered that there's something wrong with the infirmary, and we've answered a bunch of questions that you threw at us. Isn't it about time that you answer our last question in return?
Yeah.
You make a compelling case. Do you really want to know the answer that badly?
Yes.
Yeah, Paimon really wants to know.
It's literally the one thing everyone's brought up to us since we got here.
Even if the truth may not be pleasant?
Yes.
Follow me.
Are we going to the Forbidden Zone right now? Let's go!
There's a hidden door here? And a whole basement behind it? Huh. You're pretty good at hiding stuff, Risley.
It seems you've forgotten just what kind of place the Fortress of Meripede is.
Quit following me.
Okay, there's a door.
Stand on the central plate.
Wait, is
Oh,
there
it's an
a
elevator.
mechanism or... Whoa!
I thought that wall back there was a door.
So, this is the Forbidden Zone? Honestly, for a place so well hidden, Paimon sure doesn't see anything special.
And this is...
What a huge door!
There are 3 such isolation gates in total. Generally speaking, I'm the only one who's allowed to go inside. Hence the name Forbidden Zone. Am I correct to assume you're going to run on back and tell your little Fatui friends everything?
Well, Paimon wasn't thinking of keeping anything from them.
Well, I'd advise you wait until you've seen the whole truth of this place for yourself before deciding whether or not to tell them.
Okay. This is pretty cool. I have Dendro artifacts on the Hydro Traveler. I'm not going to be doing any damage if it wants me to fight something. I never changed his artifacts.
Huh. So there's a switch on the side.
Stand back.
Whoa. They all just went up one by one.
Very purple. Gives me Abyss vibes.
Go on, have a look.
Or is it just going to be a pool of, like, the negative energy stuff? Oh, no. Okay. There's nothing in here.
I've been interested in what lies beyond that gate ever since I assumed leadership of the Fortress of Meripede. Of course, it would be unwise to recklessly open it. But it'd also be risky and negligent to simply ignore any potential danger that could be behind it. The readings on that dashboard have not budged since the day when I first laid eyes on this place. But over the past year, the needle has crept upwards from its original position, likely because some parameter it's been tracking has changed, if only infinitesimally.
Yeah, it's red. It's about to explode.
Normally I would have ignored it, but I happened to have some free time when I noticed it.
Wait,
so
was
I
it holding
investigated.
back the primordial
Any
sea or
guesses
something?
what the reading could be tracking?
The water pressure?
Very reasonable guesses. I've considered both of those as well. Unfortunately, our dashboard is tracking something less ordinary.
Primordial
The
seawater.
temperature should vary with weather and climate changes, so for something that rarely shifts, the water pressure is more likely. We ran a few tests to increase the pressure from the outside, but the readings didn't change at all. Later on, a few more possibilities occurred to me, such as a potential connection with the primordial sea. I began to make a few preparations based on that hypothesis. Over the past few days, the needle has moved again. With that, and the symptoms that Fremine displayed after leaving the fortress, I can now confidently conclude that the readings represent the concentration of primordial seawater in the seawater nearby.
Oh, damn.
The concentration of primordial seawater?
And that is precisely the problem. We're at the bottom of the sea, and now we're surrounded by toxic seawater.
Primordial seawater is
Somehow,
continually
primordial
leaking
seawater
into
got
the
mixed
sea.
in, and the concentration is steadily rising. Yes, that's very likely.
But forget about the two of us. Not even Novelette knows where the primordial sea could be, much less where we could find and plug a leak.
It's underground. It's leaking up from underground.
Oh.
Seems like you've figured it out. I believe the primordial sea lies directly beneath this sluice gate. For some reason, the primordial seawater levels have risen significantly, and it's now very close to us. The indicators are now red. Although the gate still stands, some primordial seawater has already leaked out and mixed into the sea around us. If this continues, soon it will no longer be able
If
to
the
hold back
primordial sea starts leaking through, if this gate falls, all of Fontaine will fall with it.
Yeah, you know what the legends say. If this place falls, then everyone in Fontaine will be turned into puddles in the span of a night.
How about to start evacuating people? That'd be smart.
But that's just too weird. Why would the Fortress of Meripede be built right above a sluice gate for the primordial sea? Who built this place anyway?
Your expression tells me you think this might be part of a vast, complicated conspiracy. To be honest, you might find the actual answer may be exceedingly boring. It's just that the secret of the Forbidden Zone had been long forgotten by the nation before I rediscovered it with my research.
Oh.
There's no single founder of the Fortress of Meripede in any traditional sense. What we know about its history has been left to us by the people who used to live here. When the previous Hydro Archon, Egeria, ruled the land, all
Ooh,
convicted
finally,
criminals
name
from
drop.
Fontaine were exiled. The criminals received no sympathy of any kind from the people. They were exiled to the desolate seaside, where they experienced only pain, struggle, and the bone-chilling cold. Some of them began to repent, and prayed to the Hydro
Egeria.
Archon, asking if there was still anything they could do.
I have enough
The
for a
Hydro
single
Archon
pool.
took pity on
What's the
them,
likelihood
said,
for
"You may
Novelette?
go guard my secret
Depends on what pity
deep
you're at.
underneath the waves."
If you're above 73, then you're extremely likely to get a 5-star. So, I'm gonna say good luck. You got this. You'll get him. This pool is it. You got Novelette. Congratulations. Clap, clap. Everyone, round of applause for Thomas.
And so, leaning on the power of the Hydro Archon, they gathered underneath the sea and began to build a fortress. They became a community down there in the deeps, and over the years helped it to grow.
Okay.
As the number of exiles increased, more and more people joined the community. When the first group of exiles died, they left the yet unfinished fortress to their successors. The Hydro Archon continued to lend her support, allowing the fortress and what it stood for to continue growing ever larger. Before long, this dark underwater fortress became the sinner's only home. And with that, the people here stopped referring to the fortress as a prison. They saw themselves as repenting sinners who would regain their freedom once they had sufficiently redeemed themselves. But as time went on,
That's
people also
actually kind of
realized
really
that the
cool.
fortress was a lonely place. Once they had gotten used to life here, they could no longer feel comfortable living in the
I hope I'm
overworld.
going to his judge seat like you did. Good luck.
Once they had finished serving their sentences, some people left and some others chose to stay. They'd find some idle position and let their withered souls fade away with the ancient secrets of the past. After many, many centuries, few people still remember the reason for the fortress's founding. Now they just see it as an integral pillar of Fontanian society, as the place where criminals deserve to be sent.
But what's up with Childe?
Now and again,
like, this is all super interesting. But what happened to Childe?
I learned.
But now you know every part of that history is true.
Nope, a black tassel. Well, you'll get him next time. Next pull, guaranteed.
Indeed. That's just as the prophecy says. If this gate fails, then everyone will be dissolved into the sea. To be frank, not really. But prophecies are troublesome things. Just hearing one will create the first wave of panic. Seeing signs of it will bring about the second, and actually witnessing it in real time, the third.
So the Duke of Meripede, just what do you plan to do about it?
Let's go somewhere else. I want to show you something.
Where are we going?
This is it.
Your Grace, perfect timing. The results from our last round of experiments have...
Wait, Jurier, he's not alone.
Hi,
Lorvine
my name's Jeff.
No need to panic, you two. I've already told them about our plan.
What? After you warned us not to tell a single soul about any of this?
I'm skeptical as well. Are you sure they are trustworthy?
I'm the
The
traveler.
results speak for themselves,
Everyone
don't
trusts
they?
me.
These two may already know more than you could ever imagine.
All right then, if Your Grace insists.
They seem harmless enough, so I'll trust them for now.
Harmless? Harmless? I beat Raiden Shogun in her prime, her god estate. I fought sea monsters and Fatui harbingers and wiped the floor with their faces. Harmless? Sure. Sorry, that was dramatic. I don't know why I went like full crazy mode right there, but I did. And we're just gonna move on.
How about some reintroductions? This is Jurier, one of the highest-ranked researchers from the Fontaine Research Institute. He used to work under Edwin. I trust that you've heard of Edwin?
Yeah, we have.
Good. Saves me a bit of time explaining. Edwin's main areas of research were Archeum and gravimeters. As
I
his
know, I did the
Jurier
Dragon
is
Quest.
quite familiar with them as well.
You want to blow up the fortress of Meripede?
Oh my gosh, why didn't you just say so? We know a terrorist in Mondstadt. She's great. She'll help you. She demolished a whole mountain without even trying. We'll go get her. We'll be right back.
What a lovely idea. I'm already imagining it in my head.
This man is worse than Klee. Klee didn't even try to blow up that mountain, though. She was just putting Dodokos everywhere. This man is actively trying to blow up a fortress.
Gotta admit, I'm tempted as well.
Guys, focus! Focus!
That taskmaster over there is Miss Lorvine, and is also one of my technical consultants. While Jurier used to be Edwin's assistant, she used to be Jurier's assistant.
Ooh, are they together?
Was that really necessary?
See, everyone keeps asking this question. Are you too sure you're not a couple and just using your work as a convenient cover?
I ship it.
Your Grace, I am not in a relationship with this man.
If I dated her, I'd officially be madder than Edwin.
She is 1,000% out of your league, dude. Look at her and look at yourself. Can you really afford to say that? Really? Moving on.
Jeez, forget I said anything then. Follow me.
Whoa, there's another door that goes right up.
Your constant amazement makes it seem like the fortress can do anything.
I mean, every other region so far has not been this technologically advanced, so... It's just a normal room.
Well, let's spice it up a bit. And here you go.
Huh?
What a huge ship! This is also a production zone that Paimon's never seen before. What's going on?
How much do you know about Fontanian history?
I know about the dragon. I know about how I already forget the race's name. The little deer people were born from the dragon, so they think guts are pretty. I know that there are 4 really famous researchers who basically started a civil war with each other and became oceanites, basically, after their experiments and stuff. I know that the old Hydro Archon died because she went to she went to, Conria. That's about it.
Not much at all.
Well, then maybe you haven't heard the story of ancient Lemuria. To give you a quick rundown, Fontaine used to be ruled by the Lemurian dynasty.
I did not know that.
According to legend, the Lemurian king Remus came to this land after being inspired by divine revelation and found the seer Sibila, who had taken on the form of a golden bee. Taking the golden bee with him and riding on a huge ship, the Fortuna, he created his nation above the surging waves. He called his nation Lemuria and used the Fortuna to incessantly search for new tribes and islands, calling on them to join his empire.
The name Lemuria rings a bell. It's probably something inspired by real world myths.
There's a ship in this story too?
Where there's water, there'll be ships. People believe that hope can always be found at the end of a voyage.
Do you believe that too?
To a point, I think. As you've already seen, I have a whole factory's worth of labor, materials, and technology at my disposal. Certainly can't hurt to give it a try. So the moment I began to speculate that the Primordial Sea might lie underneath the gate, I also began this project.
Were you inspired by the legendary Fortuna?
Maybe. Fontanians need something to hold on to cope with the impending disaster.
This is a plan for the ages.
Were the workers to find out the truth behind this ship, riots would destroy the fortress faster than any catastrophe.
I would like to point out that this ship has, like, glass domes on it, so it looks more like a submarine.
As the fortress's administrator, I'd never made
Probably
such a
so they
reckless
can
call.
rise above the surface without getting, like, suffocated.
Alright, that's enough talking for now. I'll need another 3 cups of tea to soothe my throat. Do you have any other questions?
Fun fact, the reason why he drinks so much tea is because he got his throat slashed. He has scars everywhere, but, like, he legitimately, he has trouble speaking.
Seems like you're good. Come on, I'll take you back.
Like, legit, 50% of Rio's backstory is just the fights that the fights that tell you how he got scars.
Oh,
It's kind of funny how many people's voice lines about him is like, I heard he got a scar from fighting this guy.
No worries. But don't forget, it's up to you whether or not you want to share what you just saw.
yeah. We'll put a lot of thought into it for sure.
Yeah, we will.
Great. I look forward to what happens next.
Okay, but where's Childe?
Quit following me.
Is it still just not gonna tell us?
Too slow.
We're back!
Well, it makes sense. The class line when you go to prison. You wanna know how I got these scars?
Welcome back. Do you want to...
How can you be so much like Risley, always drinking tea?
Huh. Actually, now that you mention it, I just remembered something now. While I was sedated, I could still barely hear 2 people talking next to me. They were discussing everything, from the leaves to the water and even the teacups themselves.
Must have been Risley and Seishween.
Yeah, I heard 1 male voice and 1 female, so it should have been the 2 of them. They really were just talking about brewing tea.
I really can't make sense of this place.
So, Traveler, Paimon, were you able to learn anything from
Yeah, he explained everything.
Very well. Then, would you mind checking your answers against my speculations?
Lenny sounds more like his old self. Feeling better now, Lenny?
Yeah, I took the time to rest, so I'm feeling a lot more relaxed now.
Nobody else is around, and Miss Sijuin is also busy with something or other. So let's just talk here.
All right, then I'll posit my theories. I asked myself 3 questions. Firstly, why was Fremine affected by the primordial seawater? It was because he dove into the sea. My theory is, the long-lost primordial sea is probably very close to the fortress of Meropide.
Ooh, he's good. He got that right on the first try.
That was kind of obvious, though. It's literally leaking into the ocean around it.
That's our Lenny.
Secondly, Wriothesley's attitude changed dramatically during the course of our stay here. He ignored us completely at first, then suddenly roadblocked us. Why? I spent quite a long time thinking about this. If he has been monitoring the Fatui since the very beginning, he probably ignored us at first because he was hoping we could find Master Childe for him. What's more, the Fortress of Meropide is not part of Fontaine's court system, nor does it report to Iudex Nervulet. Wriothesley is basically the king of a no-man's land. As long as the fortress doesn't do anything about Master Childe's disappearance, Father can use it to pressure the Fontaine authorities. And while the 2 factions are pitted against each other, Wriothesley will be free to move between the parties of interest.
I guess.
If I had to guess, he probably has something that he's working on himself. It's likely related to the secret of the infirmary, but I just can't think of what it could be.
Lenny's gas are a big picture. It's amazing.
You're super smart.
Thanks so much. Then finally, there's the last question. If Wriothesley does have a plan, what could it be? All I know for now is that his plan probably has something to do with the changing nature of the seawater. He's even gotten Cloran to help him out. That can't be the full extent.
I can't believe it.
The sea will engulf everyone. Just like the prophecy said.
Could Wriothesley have wanted to meet Father to figure out a way to deal with this crisis? If you remember, I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her base of operations, and she truly wants to resolve the crisis.
The bargaining
But
chip?
how could Wriothesley have known that?
Or perhaps he didn't know, and just wanted to bring Father over to his side? Which could be why he said he just wanted to negotiate.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I understand your concerns as well, Traveler. I'll figure out a way to
They're
pass
in the
this on to our
fortress,
Father.
and he's about to
No
nuke
matter
it.
what, we're on
And
your
they're the
side.
bargaining chip.
The 2 of you have already aided us far too much. We probably wouldn't be standing here right now if not for you. If you ever need anything else going forward, please come to the House of the Hearth at any time. Though you may not share the sentiment, after all that we've gone through together, the 3 of us basically see you as family now.
I got family zoned. Damn. It's fine. I'm more interested in Neuvillette.
You have my gratitude.
And Rio.
Thank you for protecting Lenny when it really mattered. And thank you for sharing the secrets of the fortress with us.
Why are you being so formal all of a sudden?
Don't mention it. Me too, Paimon, me too.
Paimon's hungry.
You've done so much already. Go get some food.
Oh, I had Chinese food today, guys, speaking of food. And I had steamed dumplings and wonton soup and General Tso's, and it was, oh my god, so good. I know I talk about Chinese food all the time because it's literally my favorite, but I got stuff I usually don't get, and I loved it.
Then we'll catch you guys another time.
You just gotta try new things.
Quit following me. Squall and Fury.
I mean, I could ride the elevator, or I could just jump down. Jumping down seems faster. Much, much faster.
It's time for dinner. Welfare meals now being served in the coupon cafeteria.
Come on, let's go pick up ours as well. Traveler.
Shizween.
Over here.
What's up, you little psychopath?
Are you
Please
here for
tell
dinner
me
too, Miss Shizween?
that when she's playable, one of her skills is using that gun. Oh my, what if it was like she shot the enemies and actually like paralyzed them or something? Or she had just like a gun that would heal your allies? Like, I'm gonna shoot you with love! Boom!
And I'm taking the opportunity to prepare Miss Cloran's dinner as well. Huh. You're right. She's actually sitting in the fortress cafeteria. What would you like to eat?
We can choose?
Yep, you can. I've already talked to our chef, Mr. Wolsey. It's all on me today, so you can get whatever you'd like.
Then we'll have the tastiest stuff you have.
Me too! Don't forget Paimon! No problem. Just leave it to me.
She's totally gonna give us the, purple meat again, isn't she? We're gonna get the purple meat again, aren't we? Because we told her the tastiest stuff. And to her, that would be the purple stuff. Okay, never mind. Amazing.
Paimon's so happy. Paimon wants to feast like this every day. Feeling full yet? How's the food? Delicious.
Exquisite. Thank you.
I'm so glad to see you all so happy.
I don't trust her. I still think she's a psycho, but I kind of like her. I kind of like her even more now that I know she's a little psychopath.
At the moment. Sigewin, do you do this to help your patients or to better understand human beings? A bit of both, I suppose. I'm a Melazine, which means I'm very different from human beings. I must know what you're thinking if I want to take good care of you. You're really good at taking care of people. Even though you're so short, you still talk and act like an older sister. Really? You're reminded of an older sister? That's great to hear.
I'm not. Paimon, what are you talking about? Run away. She is terrifying.
Oh, and what did you mean back in Risley's office? When you said that you were protecting Linny and his siblings as well. Oh, that. I just asked His Grace to look out for those children, especially that diver boy. I was getting a bit worried after hearing that something was wrong with the water. Thankfully, Cloran is very strong and managed to save him in the nick of time. His Grace also sealed the pipes after Cloran left, to make sure that Linny
Is Cloran a 4-star or 5-star? I get like 4-star vibes from her, which would kind of suck considering, again, she's like the strongest person in the room most of the time. But I don't know, I just get like, I feel like she's just going to be a Kutasara thing, where even though in lore-wise she can be Eco, in-game he's a 5-star and she's a 4-star. You know what I mean? Which would kind of suck, but...
Although the path was blocked, we still stationed some guards there to stop anyone from approaching.
We are getting a lot of 5-stars out of the Fontaine characters so far, so...
Oh, and I was keeping an eye on Mr. Linny as well. We had to press him, but we couldn't allow him to be in any real danger. You were all super considerate and really thought everything through.
Also, I think she's going to be support for Hydro Archon.
It's just what we do down here at the fortress. At least this has been His Grace's style for as long as he's been the leader.
I could see it.
Oh, I really wish Monsieur Nervula would come down here more often too. I feel like he'd like it here, with all the darkness and chaos. Get a good night's rest, you two. You both.
I'm definitely getting the Hydro Archon just for the fact that she can walk on water, as long as her skill's active, and her skill has like a 10-second cooldown, but like a 12-second active time, so you can like constantly have it active, which means you can just walk across the ocean all the way from Leeway to freaking Inazuma if you wanted. I'm getting her. That is just like the coolest thing ever to me.
Cloran!
Ah, it's you two.
How's dinner?
It's all right. Miss Sigewin really put in a lot of effort.
So we heard that Risley invited you to come down to help, and you saved Fremine too! You sure work super fast!
Oh, it was child's play.
Still, Paimon
Was that a
didn't know
pun?
even champion
Child's
duelists
play?
could take on
'Cause
side jobs.
we're missing child.
Oh, and why aren't you eating with Sijwin and the Duke? Won't you get bored eating by yourself?
So you're saying ice bridges are obsolete with her? Pretty much, yeah.
Miss Sijwin was with you. And the
Actually, didn't Navia say that you went out for dinner with her as well?
Yeah. First time in a long time.
First time in a long time.
She just uses
So you
Kokomi's
guys have gone
ult,
out to
but
dinner with her in
it's
the
on her
past?
skill and it's constant.
In the past, yes. You seem to be enjoying yourselves here. Things will be getting messy at the fortress soon. Don't run around unnecessarily.
Do I have to ride the elevator? I really don't want to ride the elevators. They take forever. But at least we can spam Thomas more. What a lovely picture of Albedo. Well, I guess Thomas is online.
Too slow.
So much has happened. Paimon just feels absolutely exhausted now that she's finally relaxed. Paimon's super sleepy. Are you sleepy too?
Yeah, I'm also getting there. And we're gonna have another dream about Childe. That's the worst pretend sleeping ever. He really immediately fell asleep.
Delicious. Paimon wants seconds for free.
Okay, obviously another dream.
Wait! Get out of my way! What happened? Why is everyone running? No idea, but something must have happened. Stop asking!
Oh, maybe not.
Who's yelling?
Oh shit, is it flooding? Oh no! The pipes are leaking. The pipes are leaking. Oh shit, it's flooding.
Why is everyone running around? Hey, what are you doing?
No time to explain, mate. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hey, wait!
Just left us for dead. No one's
What's wrong with
explaining.
these people? They won't even talk to us.
They're here! Yeah, there you are! Oh, thank goodness!
Quisto and Laveron, do you know what happened here?
We came here especially to inform you. Something seems to have gone terribly wrong just now. His Grace is telling everyone to evacuate and get out of here. Laveron was saying you two are new here and you don't have many friends, so you might slip through the cracks. Haven't you heard all the stories like that? An evacuation is successfully completed, yet you only find out once you do a head count that 1 or 2 people are missing.
Wait, weren't you the one who brought that up? Why is it suddenly my idea?
Hey, shut up!
Can we just go?
Okay, whatever.
If it's an
The point is
evacuation,
you
let's
should come
go.
with- Yeah, he said to get as far away as possible.
Oh no, it can't be that thing!
Oh, wait, what? What? Hey, where are you going?
Are we gonna go help? We're obviously gonna go help.
You two just go and get out! Go on without
Speaking of for free, I remember on my way to 22nd birthday, Dunkin' Donuts delivered a free food to the house because it was the wrong address. Free food tastes good. Very true.
Hey, be careful!
Attention, please evacuate upwards and outwards, upwards and outwards. If
So we're gonna
you're
go down.
already at the topmost layer, then try to move as far outwards as possible.
So we're obviously gonna go in and deeper into the heart of the building.
following me?
Because we're idiots.
They're here.
Just like I said.
Of course we're here.
You're just in time. But be ready to run.
Oh, I love seeing his weapons. Here comes the sea. Don't let it touch you. Risley, don't let it touch you. A single drop could evaporate you. Or they just completely forget that plot point. Dude! He did the same thing Shenhe did. But on magic water. Oh no, run! Run! Rio, run! Go, 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 go!
3, 2, 1.
Oh! Go, Rio, go, 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 go! Oh! Would that reinforce it, or would that... I mean, I guess it would cover the cracks,
Find
but...
Neuvillette. Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
Until he arrives, we're the last line of defense.
Let's go.
The gate. How long do you think it'll hold?
That depends on us.
Doesn't icing things usually make metal more fragile, though? I mean, I get they were trying to, like, seal the cracks so the water wouldn't leak out, but doesn't that usually make the metal more pliable to breaking?
Traveler, I need you to head to the Opera House immediately. Farina will soon be meeting with the Knave there. You must protect Farina, and make sure she doesn't spend too much time alone
Okay,
with her.
can you explain everything else to me later?
Will do. You have my sincerest gratitude.
Are we gonna go fight the Knave? Wait, is the Knave the new weekly boss? There has to be a new weekly boss, either this update or the next. I've kind of already been spoiled that there's an Abyss Narwhal. So, is that gonna happen soon? Is that where Childe went? Is the Abyss Narwhal's child? Because that's what I thought it was.
The Knave is probably here already. We need to hurry.
All I was thinking is, isn't she Electro? What's she gonna do about the water? She ain't gonna be stopping anything. Well, I mean,
Are you two the traveler in Paimon?
electric and
Monsieur
ice
Neuvillette has left instructions.
reaction, maybe? I don't know.
Though I'm sure he's already explained, this should be a mostly cordial conversation, unlikely to give rise to violence. But it would be most appreciated if you could protect Lady Farina to the best of your abilities.
I'll do my best. Alright, let's go talk to the Knave, another character I really want.
Oh, so you two are the honored guests Miss Farina mentioned.
Of course, of course. How could they not attend a meeting such as this? I must always have 2 or more guests at my dessert table. Otherwise, the occasion would be too lonely and unbecoming of my station.
It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance, Traveler.
Dude, her shoes, her
I've heard much of
claws,
your
her
accomplishments.
eyes.
I am the Knave. One of...
Sup? I'm pulling for you. Greetings. Pleased to meet you too.
I've already prepared seats for you. Come, sit beside me.
Perhaps you two are unaware of how Miss Farina and I do things. You see, we actually recently agreed to get together for tea when we had the time.
That's a giant teacup. That's like a soup bowl. Holy are you drinking out of that? Girl, that has like a gallon. That's like a gallon. Damn.
See this? This is a limited
That's
type
a-
of confectionery
why are all the
that
forks
Miss
so
Farina
big?
simply adores. There are only 16 slices
I feel like
sold
they
every
sized
day.
all of these items
Here.
wrong.
Why don't you and Paimon have a taste?
It looks like tomato soup. It does.
Traveler, what do you think of this cake?
It's pretty good.
That's good to hear. So what Childe said was on the mark after all. You do share a taste in desserts with Farina and I wonder how he's doing nowadays. You must have heard, right? He's suddenly gone missing. I'm really worried about his safety, you know. Here's to hoping that he's an excellent swimmer.
I have faith in his abilities.
Since we're talking about him, I feel like I should add something. His martial prowess really looked certainly pretty impressive, yeah.
Oh, so you're also familiar with his aptitude for fighting, Miss Farina. Oh, right. I almost forgot. Childe was subdued by Eudex Neuvillette right in front of you. Against ordinary people, my colleague would never be on the back foot. But alas, he just never imagined he'd run into such a person. I must
I managed to find a new lead on his whereabouts.
Coming from you, that's not surprising at all.
But I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
Of course, but it's still a bit of a shame. You see, I would have been far happier had I received this news somewhat earlier. As you well know, a long time has passed since Childe disappeared.
I mean, it's only been like 2.5 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Yeah, it's a long time.
In this case, there's no need to worry. We know for sure that Childe is still alive.
Oh, and just how do you know that?
Because we found evidence that proved he left the Fortress of Mirabede.
And where did he go after leaving the fortress?
Well...
The Fortress of Mirabede lies deep beneath the waves. Unless he pranced right out of the main gate, he must have had to swim for it. Do you have any proof that he surfaced safely?
We do not. But there was also evidence that has... But there is no evidence that he's been injured or killed.
Ah, that is good news at least. His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fontaine not too long ago. Since he was unfortunately unavailable, I picked it up on his behalf. Do you have any idea how he usually writes back to his family? Dear Tonya, your letter made me feel like we were still enjoying our time in Snezhnaya together. I'm currently admiring the scenery on the streets in front of the Opera House. Is it something like that?
She's turning up the pressure. I'm not sure if I'll be able to convince her, but I can at least try and distract her from Farina. That sounds good to me, yes.
All letters tend to follow the same few formats anyway, right? As long as the contents are accurate, it doesn't matter so much how it's written or how it's worded.
Hold on. The water in the teacup is shaking.
I suppose this is also a sign of things to come, Miss Farina.
I don't quite understand what you're trying to say.
Have we entered into the next stage of the prophecy?
Oh no! Oh, Neuvillette? Okay, he's here.
My thanks
Can you hold
to
it
you
off?
both. I will take it from here.
We know he has the power of, like...
Sure you don't need a hand?
Power that matches Farina, so...
Wow.
That theory about him being a
So,
dragon
what's your
might
secret,
actually make
huh?
sense.
Let me guess. Nah, who knows? Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
Sounds about right.
Or maybe he is the Hydro Archon. I've heard that theory too. Please tell me he just, like, taps his cane and it stops. Wait, it's not gonna show us? Oh, it's not even affecting him. Dude. He's so cool.
When the prophecy is fulfilled and the waters burst forth. But it is not this day. This ancient power could easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe.
Is he the Hydro Archon? Oh my god, that was impressive.
This sentence is too severe. Forgive me for overruling it.
I kind of hope he is.
All right. Seems like the problem inside has been suppressed.
Let me guess. We're safe for now.
Indeed. But only for now.
I win this bet. You owe me a present.
Very well. It was indeed just as you said.
You made a bet?
We made a bet on the size of your entourage. Cloran thought you wouldn't come down by yourself.
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake. It appears I underestimated just how confidential the mission was.
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now? That's just how the courts operate.
Yeah.
So what gift must the loser give? Tea?
He already has tons of tea in his office. I'm thinking about a set of legal codices.
That wouldn't happen to be a dig at my lack of legal awareness, would it?
Well, I'm sure His Grace doesn't consider the fortress to be outside the law.
I was under the impression the residents of a place like this would be uninterested in the legal codices.
That was obviously a joke. Anyway, you've still got some unfinished business to attend to in the overworld, correct?
No need to stay here if you have a pressing matter. We all know you can't leave Palais Mermonia for long.
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the Fatui Harbinger.
I have a feeling we're gonna flash back up there and we're gonna be fighting her or something.
I must say, we've spent long enough playing house. Miss Farina, as the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon we just witnessed. Or should I say, that's what I originally thought. But looking at your expression, was I wrong? And you haven't a clue?
What are you trying to say?
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Allow me to speak to you now as just a Fontanian. You know the prophecy by heart, and also that every part of it is being proven true. Yet, here you are, relaxing, drinking tea, and eating desserts as if it's all nothing more than a few stray bugs in your garden. Do you really think that's acceptable?
When you agree with a Fatui Harbinger, you know that the Archon's fucked up.
The prophecy's hanging above our necks like a guillotine. Every faction is looking for a way to either avert the disaster or save their own. Even the orphans of the House of the Heart have devoted everything to saving their homeland. But you, it beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been. From the very beginning, you, the god Focalor, you have utterly failed to take action.
You're wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy, nor have I just been passing the time in self-indulgence. Retract your accusation and stop doubting the wisdom of the gods with such absurd conjectures.
I've never seen her this serious.
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. All the children of Fontaine may be harboring the exact same thoughts right now. Oh, great Hydro Archon. How are you going to save them? Save us? How are the people you've sworn to protect supposed to survive in a land that will soon disappear beneath the waves?
I have my ways, and I've been working on them for all this time. Even if you look down upon me, you have no right to judge me. Fontaine will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now, as long as I continue on as I am, I will be able to hold my head up high.
I'm impressed. I actually didn't think she was taking it that seriously.
Then I ask you, Miss Farina, just what have you been working on? Where can we
I mean, I
see
agree
it,
with
and
the
what
Fatui
is
too.
it doing to help?
She is studying it. We know that she's been studying the prophecy like every day in her free time. She's trying to find a solution. She just can't find one yet.
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself. They will only reveal themselves at the fated time. It is just that beings like yourselves are unable to perceive them as of yet.
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies beyond prying mortal eyes. Allow me to be so bold as to ask another way. Would it be possible for you to tell us the parts of your plan that are not confidential? Such as your emergency response plan for the impending disaster?
An emergency response plan?
Oh, that look in your eyes. Have you not even prepared one of those?
Of course she hasn't. It's Farina. She believes in herself completely, even though she isn't really found a solution yet.
The emergency response plan is also strictly confidential.
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Farina, what is the purpose of your Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal? And what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnitium that has accumulated over the years?
The Oratrice? It's just like it appears to be.
So you also have no idea. If I'm not mistaken, someone's using it to prepare for something. But unfortunately, it would seem that someone is not you, Miss Farina. I first caught wind of this when Linny tried to investigate the Oratrice in the Opera House. You see, even just getting close to the core contaminated him with an extremely large amount of
Nouvellette, the actual Hydro Archon?
But even if that had nothing
Or has he
to
gone
do
behind her
with
back?
Then what could you possibly be working on, oh great Hydro Archon? Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Nouvellette is not at the tea party with us today. Miss Farina, I suppose you must have ordered him away to take care of some troublesome business.
Yeah, yes, that's exactly right. Please keep it a secret for me.
Of course I will. Although, I must say, Miss Farina, you seem quite insecure without the Udex by your side. Oh, very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left, so please, help yourselves, everyone.
These aren't topics I could speak about. I don't even know what Nouvellette's task was. If I had to guess, he was probably sent down to deal with the Primordial Sea, but can he really deal with it all by himself? And Farina's being truthful or not.
Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. Why don't you take an extra slice of cake? Those who work hard deserve gratitude and praise. You too, Paimon.
Thank you. Paimon will take you up on that offer.
The name just was like praising us to have another dig at Farina. That was kind of great.
That cake was great.
If it's on my tea table, it must be of the highest quality. Yes, and we must thank the knave for bringing these over as well.
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt greatly honored to be featured at Miss Farina's table. And I was merely catering to Miss Farina's tastes. seeking a chance to chat over tea. It is getting late. Why don't we call it a day? There are still a few matters that I need to take care of, so I must
She's
take
very
my leave
scary, but
now.
she still gives, like, I'm gonna protect my children with my life energy, you know? She still feels like that very overprotective mom when it comes to, like, kids. Like, you can see, like, she softened up dramatically when she talked to Paimon and the Traveler. Because, yeah, they look like kids.
Very well. We'll end it here.
Mind seeing me off, Traveler? We could
Of
use
course.
the opportunity to discuss Childe before I must be on my way.
Paimon's coming too!
Plus, you know she actually cares about Linny, Lynette, and Fermine, so...
The tea party turned out to be even more difficult than I'd imagined. Why are you looking at me like that? Is something the matter?
No.
If there's nothing urgent, then
Just about the
I
face
shall be
palm.
retiring for now.
Is the name gonna be our father next? If you guys don't know, she's actually training Linny to be the next father of the House of Hearth, which is honestly really cool.
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, Childe was just an excuse. I have no interest in your dealings with him.
Yeah, I know.
That's what Paimon thought!
What do you want to say?
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude.
There's no need. There was nothing else you wanted to say?
That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal topics in informal settings.
Okay.
I know you just returned from the fortress of Meripede. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Linny, Lynette, and Fermine are still there, and I trust their judgment and abilities.
They've all been working very hard and have always done all they can to fight back against anyone who tried to stop them. Especially Linny.
You mean Wriothesley. He's a tricky one to deal with. It's unfortunate that Linny's so eager to prove himself that he can't learn to rely on others, including me.
Yeah, he did not want to ask for your help.
By the way, and you can just consider this a bit of idle gossip, but what's your impression of Furina?
She is a child. She's more childish than the actual child Archon.
You are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine, able to move around most easily.
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Childe was declared guilty and immediately transported to the Fortress of Meripede.
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused? Forget it. He did give us an opportunity. I will be meeting someone shortly.
That's actually really nice. Stand art.
Do you require help with any preparations?
No need. I will take care of it myself. I need to meet with Furina, a Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fontaine. But what's fascinating about her is that she often seems more like a celebrity than a working Archon.
Yeah, I feel like she's kind of just a figurehead. She doesn't... I don't think she has the Gnosis anymore, so she's technically not an Archon. She's just a powered-up immortal.
Oh, come over here, you little critter, you! You dare to run from me? Stop right this instant!
My goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. But I didn't expect the chance to approach Furina to be handed to me on a silver platter. Anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But no one will blame someone for taking the bait. After all, from the moment it was attached to the hook, the bait is meant to be sacrificed.
Damn.
It's just as I guessed in the second before I struck. the Hydronosis is not currently held by the Archon.
They're never held by the Archon.
In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And I sense that she's under some kind of curse.
Who are you? And what are you trying to do? Please don't kill me. I'm begging you, please.
The fear in her pupils is genuine, so perhaps she's not bait after all. Either way, targeting her has lost all meaning. I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor. I suspect even Farina dares not mention this incident to anyone.
Damn.
Not long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. After returning to her quarters, Farina quietly cried alone. She was so scared that she could not sleep that night, nor could she even bring herself to eat her cake. There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her. I began to entertain the possibility that she is not the true Hydro Archon. Perhaps Iudex Neuvillette is actually the genuine art to find the Gnosis. If the Neuvillette hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession of it. Alternatively, it might have been hidden in a place that's hard for ordinary people to access.
No, I think she actually is. And hear me out. I think she actually is the Hydro Archon. But there's like this power balance that you guys gotta remember that the world of Tavat like operates on. So I think she actually is the Hydro Archon. She just doesn't have the Gnosis. And because if Neuvillette is, say, like the reincarnation of that Hydro Abyss Dragon, whatever, or just the Hydra Dragon that existed thousands of years ago, he would have more control of the ley lines than her, which means he would be much more powerful than her, so she would in turn be weaker than normal Archons. Especially if she wasn't connected to the Gnosis.
Yes, Father.
My dear children, please speak.
Because you gotta remember that the dragons in Genshin, they are purely elemental beings, usually.
News from the fortress of Meripede. Master Childe has gone missing. On top of that, the contacts and guards we bribed at the fortress have all gone quiet as well.
You know, I just noticed her hair and outfit, they're supposed to be much more white, but in her 3D model, they're more gray.
Probably the handiwork of that Ridesley.
I'm afraid so.
This is a good opportunity. The value of a Harbinger is much higher than most would imagine. We now have an excuse to exert diplomatic pressure on the Fontaine authorities. Set up a meeting for me. I would like to meet the Hydro Archon and Iudex Neuvillette. Oh, and I have an additional mission for you three.
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can use it to make a breakthrough. With this as my excuse, I can ask for an official audience and continue my investigation of Farina and Iudex Neuvillette. The initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth. My wish to investigate the fortress of Meripede will be a front. Linny and his group will be responsible for the actual intelligence gathering.
Okay.
You should know the rest. Linny's group is quite close to you, so they wouldn't have hidden anything from you.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either.
You attacked the Hydro Archon?
It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, even Farina herself is still pretending that nothing of that sort ever happened.
Alright then.
I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Farina. I have to say, the leadership of Fontaine is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I once surmised that Iudex Neuvillette must be the Hydro Archon, but now, that doesn't seem right to me either.
How did you come to that conclusion? Wait, is the original Hydro Archon not dead?
I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa.
Dude, what if the
Over my
original
years of
Hydro Archon's
service,
still
I've
alive?
learned how a real Archon conducts
And she's
carries
actually, like, the
Whether
judge
Judex
system.
Neuvillette or Farina, neither fits the bill. It's hard to imagine either of them as the Archon. Of course, that is all just how I feel. Gut feelings often do not require justification. It is, however, quite amusing to me that after all my years working in intelligence gathering, I've come to realize I am at a complete loss regarding the identity of the god of the land of my birth. Don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet many secrets have yet to rise to the surface. It looks like Fontainians will have no choice but to save themselves. Ultimately, though, one must survive in order to do anything else. Should the need arise...
Isn't that giant robot thing? I'm saying it's possible. You never know with Genshin. Like, you know... You gotta remember that a lot of the other Archons, their previous incarnations were still alive. Like, we met Raiden Makoto. She was the Sakura tree. Like, they don't have to have a physical form if they don't want to. Especially if they've, like, perished or passed on. If the spirit or, like, say if she was defeated or something, if she still had the Gnosis, would she still be considered the Hydro Archon even if technically her authority went to someone else? Like Farina? Like, Farina would have the authority, she would have the immortality, but she wouldn't have the power or the Gnosis.
You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course.
It's just very confusing when the Gnosis is supposed to be like this divine thing that connects them to Celestia and makes them so much more powerful. But then none of them have them on them, so you never know actually, like, is this person the actual Archon or not, you know?
He certainly returned quickly. You must want to catch up with each other, so I'll leave you to him.
Neuvillette, is it over?
For now, yes. But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term. I am concerned that sooner or later the prophesized events will occur. Thank you for protecting Farina.
May we ask what happened down there?
To put it simply, I used my power to force back the Primordial Sea and reseal the sluice gate.
Okay. We told him what happened on our side.
So as expected, the Knave has turned up the pressure on Farina. She's trying to feel her out, though I'm still unsure as to her motives.
Can I ask you some questions?
Permission granted.
Have you enough power to force back the Primordial Sea?
Whoa. It can't be that you're the real Hydro Archon, right? But that's just a speculation on our part, though. You can't tell us? Then that's okay. We can talk about something else. We won't try to force you. You guys in Fontaine are super strange.
If by the phrase, you guys, you are referring to Farina and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify that I do not share her positions on a multitude of topics.
What did you see in the Fortress of Meripede?
I believe so. The fortress has a long and complex history. It has seen much grief and suffering.
I'm not quite sure who do you think Farina would be on a good team with? Farina is basically exploration character with hydro boosting applications and stuff. I feel like she is just going to be an EM kind of character, maybe. Her ult does a shit ton amount of damage, though. I don't know. I really don't. I think you could use her as a DPS or a sub DPS / support. I think with another Hydro character she'd be very good, and I think maybe with a Dendro team, like with Nikita, You could even do an Archon team if you want, like with Raiden, to do the Electro on the little Dendro cube orb things.
And now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I mourn this turn of events.
Huh? Why is it raining all of a sudden?
Because he's upset. The mood changes with his weather. The weather changes with his mood. Butchered that. Wait, Nouvelette. You can't be.
You may be closer to the truth than you think.
Oh? And what are you thinking?
He's the dragon Sporin from the water.
The dragon of... what? Huh?
Please do not be so surprised.
Well, at least I was right about one of my guesses.
Farina? My apologies.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we? You're not actually the dragon sovereign of water, right? Well, if you don't want to confirm or deny...
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope you'll be able to keep this a secret for me.
Sure, but I have a couple questions. Can you turn into a dragon? Is your dragon form, like, have wings? Or is it more like a sea serpent? It definitely makes sense why you have Hydro Pump now, because that's, you know, like a breath attack of a dragon. Very interesting. Love that. I love you. Will you marry me?
Right, of course. We'll definitely help you keep it a secret. There's still something Paimon wants to ask you, though.
Please, go ahead.
Well, if you are the dragon sovereign of water, and you were able to force back the primordial sea from the fortress, then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater, couldn't you just use your power to solve the crisis?
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full dragonhood.
Damn it.
They say that when the first usurper arrived on Tivat, they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today,
the primordial
stolen
one
power is the basis of the Archon's authorities.
Their gnosis. Yeah, when they, like, basically killed the dragons. Well, they didn't really kill them, but they kind of usurped them. They did literally take parts of their bodies to carve the gnosis, so that's why the Archons can connect with the ley lines so well and everything.
There are 7 elemental Archons
At least that's what it
and
says.
7 matching dragon sovereigns.
At least what it says in, what's that book from Enkonomiya? Tale Before the Dawn or something?
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago. As their successor, I know far less of that part of our ancient history.
Oh, so you're like their kid? Okay.
In any case, I believe I will not be able to do much unless the Archon disappears and returns their elemental
Would Dvalin technically be the wind one then?
Given the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to deal with the prophecy.
Oh, so even you can't solve it.
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more questions regarding ancient history, you are welcome to discuss them with me at a later time.
So you're saying that some people cut down the dragons, used their power to become Archons, and then made the dragons their pets? Kind of, if you want to put it in very simple and blunt terms. So, if you guys don't know, there's this fairy tale from Enkonomiya called The Tale Before the Dawn or something like that. I can't remember the actual book's name at the moment, but you find it in Enkonomiya. You find all 5 chapters. But it's basically written as like a nursery rhyme, not really a nursery rhyme, like a kid's story, which, if you guys don't know, means it's true. That's how they hide things from getting erased by the, the ley lines or whatever. If you don't want something to be erased, you hide it within, like, a fairy tale, basically. Because it's pretty easy to manipulate the, I don't remember what it's called. The tree that Nikita messes with. You guys know what I mean. But basically, this fairy tale basically says that a primordial one, this being of light, a godlike being, came down from the sky, but back then the world was ruled by the 7 dragon sovereigns, the bishops. And he could not defeat them on his own, so he basically cloned himself, made 4 shadow versions of himself, the Shades. And he, with the help of the first Shade, helped him defeat the dragons, the 7 sovereigns. With the help of the second Shade, helped bury the dragons and reform all of Tevat into a place where humans could live. With the help of the third Shade, he connected pieces of the dragons to the ley lines, which I guess the ley lines are technically like their corpses, which is like really savage and creepy. And with the, help of the fourth Shade, humans were born, and the 7 Archons were born, and Celestia was made, and all that stuff. It's a really dark story, but there's a second one that is about how the second who came, and how the 4 Shades worm was defeated until the primordial one fought the second who came, which is like a being of light just like him. And it never says who wins, and that's why everyone thinks he's the sinner.
Please go right ahead. There's a place
Lots of Genshin lore dump for you guys.
Why don't we pay another visit to the Fortress of Meropide?
The dragons were never technically said they were killed, more like buried in those stories, so I guess I could see how they're still alive.
We'll see you another time.
Take care.
Sorry, I don't remember everything from those books, but I have them. If I can find them. There's so many stories in Genshin though. Where are the books again? They're white. I feel like these aren't all the... Dude, where are all the books? You know what? I don't care. They changed how that stuff works a lot. No. But seriously, where did all, the books and stuff go? These are all, the quest-related books, but what happened to all the others? Did they separate them? If so, where'd they put them? Not in the food, they're not in that. Ooh, did they put them in the archive? They probably put them in the archives. Yep, they did. Okay. There you go. This is where they are. If you guys get the chance, read the fairy tales. The fairy tales are, really important for Genshin lore. Or just, listen to someone who's reading them. That's what I did.
You're so happy just to see the sun again. Childish.
Because let's be real, I didn't have time to go through and read all those, but I did have time while I was at work one time, and I just started listening to the lore and all the fairy tales and stories and stuff like that, which is honestly really fun. I mean, people make whole channels just based around reading those stories, so... Oh, the channel Ashikai, I don't know if you guys know this, but she actually made an animation of the tale of the primordial one. If you guys want to check that out, it's very good.
Too slow.
I was actually, really impressed. You know how long that probably took? It made it very easy to understand, too.
Too slow. Quit following me. Too slow.
I'm trying to find where I'm supposed to go. Am I not supposed to be down in here and just be in the water or something? just gonna teleport over here. And just dive in and see if it's in the water. I've not really explored this area yet, by the way. Like, I have been holding off on exploring the new area for a while. Yeah, I'm definitely supposed to go in the fortress, but it's saying it's above me, and I don't really know what that is. Rap video that explains backstory. It's really catchy, so if you want to check it out on Soul's Discord server. Yeah, now that you're a mod, Thomas, if you want, you can always leave links, I think, in the chat now. But I would appreciate it on the Discord server as well.
Seedwing! Traveler! Paimon, you're back! Are you still doing alright? We're fine, but what about you guys? It was such a huge mess. How bad was it? A few people sustained superficial injuries, but that's about the extent of the damage. Monsieur Nervoulet paid us a visit. It was all thanks to him that we managed to suppress the crisis for the time being. Of course, we must also thank you for the help you provided. How did Nervoulet know that he was needed here? Well, Monsieur Nervoulet has strong resonance with the hydro element. When the water level rises, he can feel the waves produced. I ran into the bombshell bros while bandaging the injuries of the wounded. They were mumbling the whole time about how you just ran down without a word.
Can I just point something out about Seedwing without people getting all mad? She's definitely half human, right? Which means one of her parents had to have gotten down and dirty with those cute little deer things. I guess furries exist in freaking Genshin too.
If you're not too pressed for time, please stay with us a few more days.
I'm sorry, I had to say it.
Just let me know if you get a craving for any particular dish, so I can have Mr. Walsey get your meals prepared. I'd like to take the opportunity to spend some more time observing your facial muscles as well. Your happy smiles are quite contagious, you know.
Hey, congrats! Thomas did it. Okay, I thought you could do that, I just wasn't 100% sure. You didn't have to post a Discord server, but I do appreciate.
Too slow.
Where's Rio?
You guys are back?
What's up?
You guys didn't get caught and thrown back down here, right?
Huh? No, not at all.
And here I thought you'd managed to escape from jail during all the commotion. I'd held you up as legendary jailbreakers, but now you're telling me you just never left?
We're sorry, but we just had some business to take care of.
All right. There's no need to get caught up in the details. We're just relieved to see you.
Hey, it wasn't just me. Weren't you super worried as well?
Something like that, yeah. I was also transferred to work in the kitchen a few
What
days
happened to
ago.
Childe?
I can still hear Quisto mumbling to the carrots.
I feel like the quest is about to end.
Right. Do you think they
And we
made
still don't know what
out
happened to Childe.
Whenever he'd say that, I'd tell him I'm sure they're fine. Wherever they are, they're kicking back with...
Hey, there's nothing wrong with worrying about your prison pals. Is there? I mean, considering how they always love listening to all my gossip.
These two. They sure are a lot warmer and friendlier than when Paimon first met them.
Oh, well, if you say so. I'll be watching you to make sure you finish every last bite.
Yeah. They're like the dads of the group. Ooh, Rio.
Too slow.
We get the talk going. Cool. I wonder if Chlorine's still here. And I know that's not actually how you say her name, but her name literally starts with chlorine, so I'm gonna call her Chlorine. Sorry, not sorry.
Quit following me.
Just like shampoo in Star Rail is forever shampoo.
Too slow.
Miss Seishween told me you still haven't eaten.
Yeah, I was working on something, so I forgot.
I mean, the quest is always
That's no excuse for...
near the end when you ask characters a bunch of
What's you
questions.
two?
Yeah.
Hello there. It's been quite the mess here recently. How have you been?
We're fine, thanks.
And you?
This is a really long
Still
quest,
taking
though.
the secret passageway from the
We've been doing it for like
infirmary
6
to work on the
hours.
ship?
Yep. That is
2
still
hours on the
top
first
secret,
day,
though.
about an hour or
don't
so
say
of
a
the
word
second
to
stream, and
anyone.
then
It can be a bit annoying when there are lots
we're on,
of
what,
people
hour
in the infirmary,
3
but I
of
still
this
prefer
stream,
taking
almost?
that route over the one from the Duke's office.
It's like 5,
I
6
mean,
hours,
the
damn.
infirmary does make it easier for you to slack off.
Oh yeah? Then why are you also here so much?
Oh my
You're
god,
just
just
using your
start...
jobs as a cover for your relationship, aren't you?
Yeah, they are. They're totally dating. They literally scream, I'll hate them in Kave. Old married couple.
Quit following me.
Do we have to ride another elevator? I guess Thomas gets one last sticker.
The night is cold.
Good old Hutao.
The wind rises.
You going to talk to Lenny and Lynette, or... Can we just say shut up? Can we just say shut up and kiss you two? You two, stop fighting, make out. No one wants to hear your bickering.
Quit following me.
Now guess, what suit will this next card be?
A bare-teeth cat?
Well, well, look who it is.
Traveler, Paimon.
Hello, everyone.
Looks like you're recovering nicely from an eh?
Mm-hmm. Thanks to everyone's support. Oh, right. I managed to work up the courage to thank Miss Clarant in person.
Whoa, how did she react?
Go, our little introvert!
She told me that it was nothing. It was as if saving a life wasn't a big deal to her at all. She also told me not to worry about it.
She didn't
I mean,
want to
she's a
stress you
champion
out,
duelist,
that's
which means
all.
she also kills
She's
people a
right,
lot.
and it's best not to dwell on it.
Yeah.
Okay, but check this out. We went back to the opera house and we met the knave.
You met Father? Did she say anything to you?
She said a few things that were,
A little surprising.
hard to understand. And also that she's looking forward to working with us in the future.
Her attitude towards you is even better than what we'd imagined. That's fantastic.
Oh no.
You should believe her. She has her own way of doing things, and she'll do everything in her power to help those she considers close, which now might also include you.
Okay.
Father is very capable, and also trustworthy.
I doubt that, but okay.
She thought Lenny was a bit too proud as well. She said that you should learn how to rely on others sometimes.
Got it.
That does sound like something that Father would say.
Hey!
Are you going to stay here for the next few days?
Looks like it, yeah.
Excellent. I will host a tea party.
For real? Then Paimon wants another serving of cake.
Oh my
Another
god.
implies that you were already served some delicious cake while you were up there. How lovely.
She was like, lucky
Well,
bastards.
next time, you're going to have tea and snacks with us.
But what happened to Childe? I swear to God, if we did all that and Rio just had him in a secret dungeon or something...
Quit following me.
How much you want to bet, like, he tried to pick a fight with Rio. Rio won because Childe doesn't have his vision. And then he just locked him in a basement or something? Oh, that'd be so funny. Or did he become the giant space narwhal? Who knows?
Do my eyes deceive me, or did I just see 2 inmates come back after making it to the surface? Some strange winds blowing of late.
We wanted to see how the fortress is doing. Is everything still alright?
We're fine, for the most part. Neuvillette came down and took care of the worst of it.
If that's the case, why don't you just ask him to stay here?
Oh, yeah, what a brilliant plan. Let's go convince the Udex himself to exchange the Courts of Fontaine for a puddle of water in the middle of nowhere.
I don't think that's gonna work.
He came here in a hurry and left without even stopping for a cup of tea. He did remember to take Miss Sigewinne's gift with him, though.
He sure sounds super busy.
Miss Cloran has left as well. She also took her gift from Miss Sigewinne.
Were the gifts milkshakes?
Neuvillette got the milkshake. Cloran received lipstick instead.
Those aren't even remotely alike.
Oh my god. Sigewinne was like, here you go, Mr. Handsome. Here, have a milkshake. You're too serious, young lady. You need to make yourself up. Here's some lipstick. Go get a man.
Well, it's
Take a chill
Neuvillette's
pill.
own fault for making Sigewinne worried about his health by working so much. But besides that, our head nurse is still pretty fond of picking out beauty products for the ladies. Oh, and I have some gifts here for you as well.
Are these from Sigewinne too?
Nope, they're from yours truly. You've already wrapped up your work at the fortress, so you can return to the surface at any time. You haven't yet served your full prison term, however, so you may continue to use your cell until your term is up.
For real? Then we could stay here for a really long time?
You may access the cafeteria for free. Just remember to come complete your paperwork once it's time for your release.
Can I just leave then? I would prefer to not be here anymore, but I still need to find out what happened to Childe. Oh my gosh, do we have to go on another elevator? I thought we were done. I hate this place. I hate this place just for its stupid layout and million elevators.
Not now.
Have a dog.
Squall Fury. Too slow.
What happened to Childe?
We're back in our cell again. Sure feels that way. But the truth is, we never did anything bad to begin
I really
with,
hope
so
that
I'm not sure why we put so much
this
pressure
sentence
on
does
ourselves.
affect the Fatui in Genshin. Then it will become an excuse to go back to Fontaine for fun.
Huh? How did you know? Hey, that's not true! It's like we've now gone to so many places together and become friends with so many people. We've never stopped traveling or stopped meeting new friends. There are so many bad things in the world, and we're just two people, but we've still been solving problems no matter where we go. Isn't that pretty cool?
It's because we're the best adventurers ever.
You're counting Paimon today? Aren't you the only adventurer here?
Being a guide counts too.
Then let's ask Catherine to give Paimon an adventurer handbook as well. Paimon will also be an adventurer from today forward.
Oh, so you're finally going to participate. Can you use some of your star powers and like actually start helping us fight? Like you have a little pocket dimension. You could totally just put rocks in there and start dropping them on enemies.
Gonna crash. So the last time we fell asleep here, we woke up to a whole mess outside our cell. The primordial seawater nearly rose up. That was so scary.
Yeah, so why would we want to stay here?
We should be
Especially
safe
when we
now,
have a magic
right?
teapot in another dimension.
Alright then. Good night to you, traveler.
Are we going to have one final dream about Childe? Is he going to tell us what happened? Please. Thank you. Oh shit. Is he in the Primordial Sea? Space Narwhal! It's a whale, but it has a horn. So I call it Space Narwhal. By the way, that's the new weekly boss, if you guys don't know. Oh, yay, we're done! Let's just go grab our, free wish. Awesome. Give me Nouvellette. Come on, give me C1. You know you want to, game. You know you want to. Just give me C1. You know you want to. Damn it. No! Anyone but you! Ew! It's horrible! And cursed and awful and ugly. Okay, give me Nouvellette. Damn it!
There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather...
Alright, we got some events to do though. Now that's over. So this is one that's new. I want to do this one because it ends in 2 days and you get this. And I kind of like that. Okay. So we're going to do this one and then if we have time we'll do the other one. Hopefully this one doesn't take too long. Because if it does, I'm just going to have to do it off camera. I can't believe we didn't actually find out what happened to Childe. That bugs me. That's what the whole quest was about. This jellyfish one should be really fast. You just collect jellyfish, that's it? Oh, okay. Well, then we can do the Mondstadt one too, no big deal. I mean, we have an hour and a half of stream left, so I'm good with doing more than one. Hopefully we can find some starfish when we're going around Fontaine. I've marked where most of them are. Maybe I'll screenshot it and send it to the Discord so you guys will know where the starfish are for Nouvellette. Because I think I know where all of them are. At least, I've been getting like 35 a day every time. So I don't think I'm missing any. But there might be more. I haven't explored the whole map yet. Oh, there's a lot. I kind of... That's just like kind of so relaxing. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's go. Alright, is it gonna explain the rules? Do we actually have to like pick them up or just run into them? Oh, okay. So just run into the jellyfish. That is a very easy quest. Objective, mission, event, whatever. Each one gives 60 primos. So, we should have another 2 wishes out of this event. Alright, where's the next one? Thank you. That's number 2, so let's go there. Damn it. This one's number 2. I'm gonna try and do them in order, just so I don't like go to one and not, you know, go to the right one. I love how our little octopus dude is like just so happy and like swimming and dancing and stuff when we're in the water, but when we're out of the water, it's in that little bubble, just so sleepy and exhausted. Like, get me the fuck out of here. It's really cute. Grab this. Okay. The last one's over here. And out of stamina. That's never good. Alright, cool. Then where is number 3? Okay, let's head over there. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna get like 2-3 wishes out of this event, which is nice. Because if you guys don't know, I lost the 50-50 to Kaching when I pulled on Nouvellette last. Which means if I get any 5-star, it's going to be him. And his E1 is really good, so I kind of want it. Plus it gets him those little light up tentacle ear things. Antennas. I don't know what you call those, like, would they be considered antennas, or are they just like extra hair pieces? Feathers? Not really sure, but I think his C1 it makes them light up, which is like really cool. Yeah, I got to Luke from Nouvellette's banner. RIP. That actually sucks. At least Diluc has, if you have the fish weapon, you know, some pretty good uses. Oh, this one doesn't really have an order, okay. I have my fish greatsword back from that event on Chongyun. I've actually been kind of building Chongyun on the side, because he was actually my first DPS, but I stopped using him after I got Razor. And I still really like his character. So, I have been building Chongyun as well, with Nouvellette.